Happy Monday, everybody out there. This is Dre all day, coming to you live or coming to you on replay. If you are watching the replay, you can still, I don't know what you can do when you're on the replay. If you can, I don't think you leave comments. You can double tap, wave, hearts, whatever it is you do. As y'all come into the stream, tell me your name and location. We ain't gonna take too long here today. I got a quick message that I want to share with y'all. I told you I was gonna do a stream every day this month. So what's today? 27. So we got 28, 29, 30, 31. I think that's through Friday. We got a stream every day this week. I'm gonna do here on IG. Starting in February, I might move my streams over to Facebook. We'll see. My Facebook page is Facebook/Work on Your Game, for those who don't know. But anyway, my name is Dre all day. Arvin checking in from Toronto. What's going on? We got the UK in the house. We got NC. Shout out to North Carolina. This is Dre all day. I am checking in from South Florida. Everybody here, you are now in Work on Your Game University. Not studying for exams, so listen to Dre preach. Well, you getting the exam right now. I'm giving you the open book test, open book study right here. Andrew from Chicago, what up? My elite mastermind was good. Daryl from Berlin, Germany, what's going on? Jason from Jersey. We got Montreal, Canada. I got games. One got game. R.I.P. Kobe. That's R.I.P. Kobe. Wendy from Wendy. Okay, that's a new one. My elite mastermind, Work on Your Game. Charlotte, North Carolina's in the house. This is Dre. I'm checking in from Miami, Florida. Listen, my hometown is Philadelphia, PA. For those who don't know me, former 9-year pro basketball player. I'm the creator of this whole concept, philosophy, this brand, this business, this mindset that is called Work on Your Game. It takes what you need to be successful as an athlete and applies it to business, sports, and life, because the same things you need to be great as an athlete, you need to be great in anything else that you do. I'm the author of 25 books, including a book called Work on Your Game. Kenneth from Houston, LA is in the house. Listen, this is what we want to talk about right now, because this week I'm going to a couple of events and I'm going to be documenting all this. So as long as you follow my story here on IG, I'm going to be documenting a whole lot of what I'm going to be doing this week. I'm going to 2 conferences, one of them where I will be speaking and one of which I will be attending. I'll be sitting in the audience listening. And it's a great illustration of the point that I want to give you here today. Toronto, what's up? The illustration I want to give you here today is that all of you, if you're going to get into this, when you're in this knowledge game, this motivation games, inspiration games, expertise game, any game that you get into, you have to be 2 things at the same time and at all times. Number 1, you must be confident enough and competent enough to be a teacher, to where you can get in front of a room of people or on a live stream like this right here, or on a stage at a conference, or I don't know, if you want to write a book, you want to make an online course, do a live, anything where you could get in front of a room of people and you can teach. Now, you got to have confidence to teach. You got to believe in the stuff that you know, and you got to be competent to teach, meaning you actually have to know something. All right, you could be as confident as you want to be, but if you don't have anything real behind that confidence, then people are going to see through it and you're not going to last long. So that's one thing you got to be. But here's the other thing. Here's the other side of the equation. You also, at the same time as you had the confidence and the competence to be a teacher, you also got to have the humility to remain a student. So you got to be willing to, even though you may have just stepped off the stage where you rocked the house of 20,000 people and gave a speech and they paid you for it and the wire hit your bank account and you got the money and everybody knows you and you signed autographs and took pictures and all that, you still got to be able to turn around the next day or maybe that same day and sit your ass down in the audience and listen to somebody else talk, because that other person who gets on the stage after you, because you ain't the only person who's teaching, somebody else who gets on the stage after you, they might know something that you don't know. They might have some knowledge that you don't have. They might have the same knowledge that you got, but they have a way of explaining it that's different from yours, which means if you were to listen and pay attention to what they're doing, you might get a couple ways that you can make your own game better, and vice versa with them. They're learning from you. You got to be willing to learn from them. And this is what all of us have to be when we out here in the field, especially those of you who want to build a brand or you want to be an expert or a thought leader or an influencer of any kind. You got to be doing both. So yes, go and get the information, read the books, go to the conferences, get yourself a mentor, hire yourself a coach, do all those things that you need to do to keep acquiring knowledge, accumulating knowledge, making yourself smarter, better, faster, stronger, all of that. And then don't just sit in the crowd and be a student your whole life. Don't be in college for the rest of your career. At some point, you got to turn around and find an audience of people who need to know what you know. People who are sitting in the seat that you used to sit in, people who are just starting the journey that you already completed, and you got to start teaching them. You got to start giving back to those individuals. And listen, you ain't got to be You ain't got to have an audience of 1 million people to start teaching. You don't have to have, people ain't even got to be paying you for you to be teaching. When I first started putting stuff out there online, people weren't paying me for it. I was putting videos on YouTube and I was blogging, and then eventually came other stuff, podcasting, products and services, and selling my stuff. But when I first started, I wasn't charging people money for the stuff, but there was an audience of people who wanted to learn from me because I had already been where they were at. And every one of us has people who are at the place that we used to be. So you must take the things that you are learning and eventually turn around and start teaching to those people. But in order for you to continue to teach, for you to be a consistent teacher who can build something that lasts over an extended period of time, understand you must continue to be a student. Because the things that I talk about here, if I didn't continue to be a student, if I didn't keep reading books and listening to podcasts and going to conferences and learning from people, from coaches and mentors, and just thinking about the things that I'm taking in and asking myself, how does what I just heard on that podcast or on that YouTube video or what I read in this chapter in this book, how does that apply to what I'm doing? If I don't ask myself that question consistently and really think about that, then I'm not going to have enough material to continue to teach to my audience. And then I stop giving them value and eventually they go away. And now what do I have? Now I have nothing. So this is a constant thing that you got to keep up at all times. Always teaching, always learning, always taking it in, and always giving it out at all times in life. Again, especially if you want to be a thought leader, expert, you plan on being a speaker, author, you want people to know you as someone who has knowledge and has expertise in a certain field, then you got to continue, because the expertise changes, right? Knowledge changes, information changes. Think about how we were playing basketball 20 years ago and how people play basketball now. The game has changed in many ways. Many ways is the same, but many aspects of the game have changed. So if you didn't get that new knowledge over the last 20 years, you could have been the man 20 years ago, but you don't have any other new knowledge now. People looking at you like, what are you talking about? You talking about some old shit that don't even apply to what we're doing today. So this is the same thing you got to be doing in your field, whether you're a mechanic, you fix microwaves, you're a chef, you're an athlete, you write books about, I don't know, whatever you write books, you write about agriculture, whatever it is you do, you're a scientist, you sell cars, you got to keep getting that new knowledge and see where things are going, anticipate maybe where things are going, get the knowledge of what's going on, learn from your peers, because just because you're out there, you might be better than everybody. That don't mean there ain't any little things you could possibly take from them at some points. And then you can incorporate that into your own game, make your own game even more valuable. So the point that I want to give y'all here, and I'm going to do a whole podcast on this exact subject, is that you must be confident and competent enough to be a teacher while at the same time remaining humble enough to be a student and remain a student and know that you don't know everything. The wise person is the person who knows they know nothing. So if anybody got a question on this subject, you can go ahead and post it, and then that's going to be that. This week, I'm going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to the Funnel Hacking Live conference in Nashville, and I'm also speaking at a conference called the National Pavement Expo. I don't know anything about pavements except that I walk on them, but this philosophy right here, work on your game, this applies to any industry. So even people who work in the pavement industry, I don't even know what the hell they do, lay concrete, whatever they do, they want to learn this work on your game philosophy. That's why they booked me. So I'm going to be there. I'm speaking there on, well, you'll see. Just follow my story. You'll see. y'all gonna see all this. It's going to be a very interesting week. Hopefully the weather ain't too cold, because I like warm weather. I like wearing, as you can see, I got the white tee on. I like dressing like this. I ain't going to be dressing like this in Nashville. Even if it was nice, I got to put a little bit more, businessy clothes on. But it's a marketing conference, so it's all right. Virginia's in the house. South Jersey's in the house. Harry from Australia is in the house. I'm seeing if I got any questions here before I go. Arvin says, teaching's hard for me because I'm always scared that I might say something wrong and spread wrong info, leading me to feel guilty. Well, you wouldn't be the first one, nor would you be the last. So don't be afraid of giving the bad info. There's plenty of people out here giving bad info. Trust me. All right, nobody even going to notice. Andy from Cali, what's good? Thank you for coming in. Can I make a program that teaches people how to teach? Oh, like training the trainer is what they call that. I may do that eventually. I mean, there's a lot of people who do that. Their whole business is teaching people how to do a business, and it's kind of like they're doing it in a cycle. It's almost like like multi-level marketing type of thing. in some ways, I ain't saying multi-level marketing is always like that, but y'all get what I mean. So maybe one day, but that ain't really my main thing right now. J. Rod Elite, I appreciate that. All right, everybody, listen. So this is what you need to do. Make sure you're following my story on Instagram, which maybe you already are since you're watching the stream. But follow my story, especially over the next Tuesday. For the rest of this week, I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be at a conference attending. I'm going to be at a conference teaching, learning and teaching. And I want y'all to see what's happening in these places. I'm gonna be explaining to y'all, narrating what's going on, why it's going on, introduce you to some people that I meet. Maybe we'll see who's there, who's not there, and just giving you my analysis of what's going on. I still will be doing these live streams for the rest of January, which is through Friday here on IG. I might start doing them on Facebook in February, but just stay tuned. You're gonna know what's going on. Make sure you just stay tuned to my story, because I ain't gonna post everything on the feed, but I will post it here on my story. Work on your game. Dre all day.